Alright, hello again everybody, and welcome back. We are on part 4 of Megaman X4. We have just defeated all 8 Mavericks and gotten the remaining missing items, so now it's time to go face Colonel a second time at the spaceport as we begin the Endgame. Now this is basically just a quick little intro stage-like area where there are a bunch of Repliforce type enemies, and we really don't care about them because our actual target is at the end of this area. Oh. Alright, boss time. Honestly, even at half health, Final Colonel really isn't that hard. He has a couple new tricks.
I've been waiting to fight with you.
Honestly, the worst thing that he did was put walls in this area, because if you stick to the walls, he can't actually hurt you. Like I said, Colonel's second form is nowhere near as dangerous as his first. Now, also, the nifty thing about the PlayStation 1 X series is it saves where you were in the final levels. So, unlike in X1, 2, and 3, the password system drops you off at the beginning of the Sigma stages. The X4, 5, and 6 remember which level of the final areas you are at.
Oh, not again. Hey, watch it. I'm terribly sorry. It's me. Those hunters must not be allowed in here. Terminate them.
Gee, I wonder who that was.
What a freak. Hey, Double, what's the matter?
Okay, raise your hand if you did not see this coming.
No further transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
next target.
Yeah, there really isn't that much of a time lag between the bosses in this area, because the end game is actually pretty quick. Double, surprise surprise, is weak to the double cyclone, but he has a little trick if you actually use it.
I'm so anxious to rip you apart.
See, if you actually use the double cyclone against double, he launches these little annoying bits and crap out against you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Haha! Yeah, that was terrible. I'll never do that again. Alright, so honestly, the best way to fight him is to just blast him with your normal X-Buster. Because otherwise he starts throwing out all that crap at you, and pretty soon the screen gets filled up with enemies, and you just die. See, using his normal weakness, or using the X-Buster, doesn't deal anywhere near as much damage, but also significantly less crap on the screen. I'm pretty sure Double was also the inspiration for Dynamo, who shows up in X5 and X6. Alright, now on to Sector 2 of Final Weapon. Now, there's there's actually two different ways to go through. You can either, there's an upper route and a lower route, which we'll be coming to the split off for in just a moment. The upper route is full of spikes and is a pain in the neck. The lower route is full of pits and is a pain in the neck. We're going to take the lower route just because I don't feel like using the upper route, since that requires pulling out the lightning web, which, as we all know, is terrible. When we do the Zero playthrough, I'll go through the upper route, because Zero actually has a much easier time for the upper route. The lower route, however, does give us another chance to, fall into a pit and die, but the lower route actually gives us another chance to use the Falcon Armor again. And if I can, you know, actually jump on and not slide off the walls, I would probably stop falling into these pits. Yay! We did it! We did it! Okay. Alright, so now on to the boss of Final Weapon Stage 1. It's a biggin. This fight is a pain in the ass, regardless of who you use, whether it's X or Zero. Zero has a significantly harder time than X, simply because Zero is all range, or all melee and has no range. X at least has range going for him. Oh. There we go. But General's weakness is the Twin Slasher. So what you want to do is you want to just climb onto his giant flying hands and shoot the Twin Slasher at his face, because that is the only part of him that is that has any type of vulnerability. Every other part just blocks weapons. This is basically just a slugfest. Yeah, at best this is a slugfest. At worst this is a tedious fight. Zero has a much harder time doing this fight than X does, like I said, because range versus melee. But Zero does also deal a significant amount more damage than X does. Alright, on to the final stage, where we get to, in Mega Man tradition, fight all 8 Mavericks again. So first we get some energy, and then down here are the Mavericks. Alright, so we're just going to go from left to right. Almost dead. Come on. There we go. Alright, one down, 7 to go. On to the next. Alright, 2 down, 7 to go. Or 6 to go. Haha. I can count. Yeah, it's just rinse and repeat of the same strategies the first time. Oh, and by the way, you can't pre-equip the weapons before going through the teleporter. It automatically reverts you to standard X. Alright. On to the next one. Oh. That's right. Magma Dragoon has a little introduction, so we can actually get our weapon ready for him. Yes, Magma Dragoon is really this easy. Until he decides to do that. Alright, 3 more to go. Nope. Don't teach me to grab me. Jerk. Alright, which one's this one? Frost Walrus. Which leaves the last one down at the bottom being Slash Beast. Like I said, there's no real point in activating the beforehand because it just... Oh, actually it doesn't revert you. Never mind, I'm a liar. Yeah, this is why we fight Slash Beast with the X-Buster and not with the Ground Hunter. Alright, so final stage. All the final stage is the fight against Sigma. Sigma has 3 stages to the fight. And this is, without a doubt, one of, if not the most grueling Sigma fights ever. The first form can only be harmed by the Rising Fire.
Prepare to become space
You cannot actually harm Sigma with any other weapon. Second form is weak to the lightning web, which we are actually going to switch to right now. But this part is actually the annoying one. This one is the sub-tank killer. You want to make sure that when Sigma throws his whip, he throws it in, or throws his scythe, he throws it into the wall, because otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Fortunately, that went far better than my fights with him usually go. Okay, so the third stage of Sigma actually has two different forms, each with its own life bar that you have to fight. And he swaps between them in a distinct pattern. So you have Buster Sigma, and then there's also Face Sigma.
Are you ready for your final journey?
So what he does is he goes Buster Sigma, then the three faces. It'll be one of the three faces at random. There's no order to them, and then it's Face Sigma down there. Face Sigma is weak to the Ground Hunter and has instant kill attacks. Okay, and then Buster Sigma is weak to the Soul Body and mostly has like quick attacks. Of the heads, the only one that's really annoying is the yellow head, just because of the homing. In case you're wondering, from the red head, those are instant kill death spikes. Just like when the face throws out the whirlwind, pushing you towards the back wall, instant kill death spikes. Yeah, we don't feel like dying here. Now, when you kill one of the heads, that head will no longer appear. So you actually want to try and kill the ground head first, just so that you don't have to deal with it anymore. Alright, so that's one head down. So all that's left... Actually, the other head is also weak to Rising Fire as well. So you can use that. but it's better to just soul body it. And the problem is, if you die against Final Sigma, you have to fight all 4 forms from the beginning. And if you use your E-Tank, well, yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, it does.
Prepare to become space dust.
Haha, you know, equipping the weapon he's weak to would probably help. Oh, we're off to a terrific stop. Oh crap, he hit the ground. This is why we don't want him to hit the ground with the spear, or with the scythe. Because boomerangs happen, and then we die. I'm gonna have half a health bar to fight Final Sigma. This will not end well.
Tremble with terror. You are finished.
We're gonna die. Not even sure why I'm bothering with this fight. Nope. Yeah, that we're just... Actually, we're going to abandon the final weapon for just a moment. Which does mean that we're going to have to go through all the Mavericks again, but that's okay, because we need to refill our sub-tanks. And the best place to do that is at that little opening area over here in Frost Walrus' stage. Alright, one more trip through should give us enough. Actually, this should be enough. We can... Because we'll get energy from the boss refights to fill up those sub-tanks. Alright, let's try this again. Now see, the thing of it is, the way the sub-tanks work in this game is it doesn't matter how much energy you get, or how big the energy you pick up, it only gives you a tiny amount for getting the... Or it only attributes a tiny amount regardless of how much health you actually have. Whereas in X1, 2, and 3, you could only fill up your sub-tanks if your health was full. In 4, 5, and 6, you instead fill up... You get accredited a small amount to your sub-tanks every time you pick up energy refills. A little bit better, a little bit worse. You're not dealing with your ship right now, Dragoon. Alright, let's see. I believe this one was Storm Owl. Yep. In case you're wondering, no, you can't double tag Storm Owl. Fortunately, hitting him knocks off whatever projectiles he may have on the screen away, so that we can just flawless his dumbass. Let's see here. Next was Frost Walrus. Yeah, we're just gonna honey badger our way through the boss free fights. Alright. Wow, that shot actually hit him. That's the sad part. Alright, over there was Web Spider, so let's go ahead and take him down. There we go. Alright, I don't remember who this one is, but we'll figure it out. Peacock? I think? Yep. Okay, so all that's left is Split Mushroom and Jet Stingray. I believe Split Mushroom is the next one. Nope, Jet Stingray. Missed. There we go. Alright. 7 down, 1 to go. Crap. There we go. Got ahead of myself and jumped a little too early. But it doesn't matter, he's dead now. Let's see. Jeez, the tank's still not filled up. Alright, let's try this again. This time with full health, full ammo, 2 full sub-tanks, and a properly equipped weapon to start off with.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Okay. Sigma's down. Now for Sigma. Now, one thing that I never mentioned is that even with having a sub-weapon equipped, you can still fire your normal X-Buster. Thanks.
Tremble with terror. You are finished.
Alright. So... That was Charged Soul Body. In other words, a completely useless attack. Yeah. That was close. Crap. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay. One head's down. No, we don't need to use the E-Tank just yet. I'm really glad that it's sticking to the blue head, because the blue head is really easy to dodge. And of course, I say that right as he switches to the yellow head. Alright. E-Tank time. I'm gonna make absolutely sure I win this one. Alright, one more hit and he's dead. There we go. And regardless of which one you kill first, the Buster Sigma will always be the one to appear for the final taunting. Alright, enjoy the ending. Enjoy the terrible voice acting as well. And that was X's side of Megaman X4. So, as soon as the credits finish rolling, I'll go ahead and split off the video, and then we will start up Zero's side, which obviously we will not finish tonight, but we'll be able to finish on Tuesday next week. Alright, so that was X side, so stay tuned. I'll be back in just a few minutes to start up the Zero side of Mega Man X4.